Hey everybody, Alex here. I'm sitting in my garden in the UK on a lovely day, just having a contemplative moment. It's lovely for you to join me here. This is an idea that sort of goes against a lot of what I've said in the past around passion and career, choosing the right thing to do with your life. And this is something that in moments of stillness, I guess, and moments of sort of flashes of insight has come to me more than ever before. But I've never really committed to this idea with any force before, and certainly haven't shared it in public that I can remember. This idea that we need to know what the right thing to do with our lives is, that we need to know with certainty what the right thing for us is, what it is we need to be doing. The what of our career, of our lives, needs to be clear. And I think thinking that we need to know what is the right thing for us, what is in alignment with who we are, with our personalities, is worth as much as we think it is. We can stress ourselves a lot over thinking we need to know what it is that we're doing with our lives. We need to know what we need to be doing when we grow up. We need to know what the ideal career is, and we look through books and we try and figure out our own personalities and all that stuff. And I've certainly felt this myself, that sense of, when you're not enjoying something and you tell yourself, see, this is a perfect example of me having chosen the wrong thing to do with my life. And I get worked up around whether I've chosen the right thing to do. And of course, we have our moods fluctuate depending on the state of mind we're in. So it's always going to be an up and down process throughout. So that's one indication of the futility, perhaps, of thinking we need to know with certainty what the right thing for us should be. So we get hung up on the what. What should we be doing with our lives? What should the content be of our lives? And so that's one thing. We get told we need to worry about that, and that can cause a lot of stress, a lot of strife, thinking that we need to figure it out. And I spent a lot of time planning and trying to figure out my life and trying to figure out the perfect career. And with that comes a lot of uncertainty and a lot of doubt, because we follow our moods, we follow the feeling in the moment. And when we follow our feelings, life becomes something that you are kind of following. You're kind of in the trail of the chaos, and you're always going to be in an up and down state, and you're never really going to trust what it is you're doing. Then the other thing is the why. We read books about needing to know our purpose, needing to know the reasons why we're doing something as a means to stay motivated in pursuing that thing. We need to know what our why is. What's our purpose? Why are we doing this? And sometimes you can forget what that is, and sometimes the why isn't as powerful as it usually is, and sometimes we just don't know what that why is, and we might be creating more confusion and more strife in trying to think that we need to know what the why is. And yes, I think having a purpose and knowing the reasons why we're doing things is certainly important, but I don't think it's as important as the most overlooked aspect of this. And that is to know how you're doing something. It's the how part that I'm realizing more and more holds tremendous significance, so much more significance than we think. How we are doing things, the attitude we are bringing to the things that we do, whatever it is that we do, is the most important thing. This then implies that what we choose to bring into our lives, what we decide to do in our careers, is less important than the how, and I think that's true. It doesn't matter so much what you choose to do. Obviously, there are options in front of us, and we're going to choose the thing that is the most interesting to us at the time. Maybe we don't even have the luxury of that. Maybe it's just a case of choosing whatever we are able to choose from given the choices. But it's the how that is overlooked, I think. What kind of attitude are we bringing to the table, no matter what the task is at hand, whether it's washing the dishes, being a janitor in a school, teaching, being a coach, being a fireman, whatever it is. The reason we don't enjoy what it is we do and we think that we're doing the wrong thing is because we're not treating whatever task is at hand as something to be enjoyed, as something to grow through, as something to teach us. Whatever that thing is, it should all be seen as a meditative process. It should all be seen as an opportunity to get more into consciousness, to get more into presence. Whether it's, providing therapy for somebody else. You want to be there. You want to be in the moment. And so in that respect, it's about the how. How are you doing the things that you're doing in life? And the only thing you need to bear in mind really is to do your best with regards to being the most present you can. Whatever it is, whatever task is at hand. Maybe you've got to run the bath. Well, how could you bring mastery into that activity? How can you really enjoy the process of cleaning the bath, running the bath, putting bubble bath in a masterful way? And the same applies to whatever it is you choose to do with your life. Yes, you might find that there are certain things that don't gel with you so much, and you might have another option to do something else, in which case go and do that. But ultimately, the real variable in this that is going to determine how satisfying it all is, and how nourishing your life becomes for you, and how much you learn in life, is how present you can be with whatever it is that comes into your life. So how are you doing things? Don't worry so much about the why, don't worry so much about the what. If you can really amp up the howness and really enjoy whatever it is you do, bring everything into it without overthinking, just feeling your way into whatever it is, you're going to find that you are naturally going to start developing mastery in that thing. You're going to start doing that thing a lot better. And with mastery, with development of the skills in that thing, you'll find yourself with more options. More people will take notice of you. You'll get more upgrades, more promotions. You'll find that maybe you really start to enjoy something that you didn't initially think you would enjoy. And I'm sure that there are many examples in your life where something's come along and you thought, I don't really feel like doing this, don't want to do it. But then for whatever reason, you found yourself getting into the flow of it. For me, it was coaching. Coaching came along, and I wasn't particularly keen on the idea of being torn away from my illustrations, my designs, and having to get in front of people and talk to other people at length and in depth. But I found that I really took to it. My how was the priority, how I was doing it, for the most part. Obviously, I had some crappier calls and crappier coaching sessions than others, but for the most part, I brought my presence as well as I could to the interaction and did my best. And with that came opportunities. That's where progression came. That's where self-growth and satisfaction and fulfillment comes out of. So think about that for a bit. How are you bringing yourself to every task at hand? And use this understanding, this contemplation, to realize that perhaps what it is you choose is not as significant as the how. How you bring yourself, the degree to which you bring your presence to whatever it is the key thing. Because then through that you'll find that people really start to notice something different in you compared to most other people who kind of zombie themselves through life. Be the present person who does great, or as best as you can, at everything. And all that requires is for you to see what's in front of you, to sense what's in front of you, to feel your way into that thing. And then it doesn't matter so much what it is you do. It doesn't matter so much what it is you've decided to do with your career. You'll be remembered for the how. You'll be remembered for how you managed to stay centered and stay with it and stay positive, regardless of the task in hand. You'll find things become easier this way as well. Things become oddly effortless, because that's the gift that being present and conscious can give to you. It's just like, you'll be given, when you're present, when you're with something, everything comes out at you with more clarity. And with that, you'll be able to do better at the thing. Give it some thought. Signing out from a lovely sunny day here in the UK. Stay tuned, stay subscribed, stay liked, and I will see you in the next video.